It's funny, the first time that I applied on the posting, I was very excited. I was ready to like make a switch and I got denied. I got a rejection email because all I did was basically just apply. I even sent in a cover letter, but yeah, I basically got denied and that was heartbreaking. But what I did was So I've been in tech sales for just about close to 3 years, and more notably in a very competitive company in the space, HubSpot, for the majority of that time. I've been a top performer multiple times over. I've ranked in hundreds and hundreds of people. I've also paid thousands and thousands of dollars before getting into companies like that on career coaching and interview coaching, tips on standing out, how to guarantee, which is what I'm going to talk about in this video, basically guarantee that you get an interview, especially at some of these desirable companies out there, whether it's a tech giant, whether it's a company with thousands and thousands and thousands of employees. It's no secret that tech jobs are desirable, especially tech sales jobs. You can work remotely. There's great training and development. And what's better than using a lucrative career in your sweatpants to make your first six figures or 10K a month, which is what I have done and what I help people with now. So in this video, I'm basically going to share with you guys what I've personally learned and done to break into very highly competitive roles, even if there's hundreds and hundreds of applicants, because I've worked with and spoken to so many people whose goal is to break into tech sales, break into their first remote tech sales role and start making good money. But they struggle. They struggle with, and maybe you're struggling with this right now, where you're maybe sending in tons of applications and just hearing nothing back, and or even worse, getting rejection email after rejection email. Maybe you're even going above and beyond and reaching out to people but still getting no luck. That's what this video is for. Now, I'll tell you firsthand, this has nothing to do with lack of experience, college degree, or anything like that, okay? The biggest thing is you just want to make sure that you're showing above and beyond, that you're going above and beyond. You're showing them that you're interested in them specifically. When you're approaching a company, you don't want to give off the energy that you're just in the market for a job, right? You want to make sure that you're showing interest, okay? Now, that strategy is what I'm going to walk through, is how to really go above and beyond and maximize your chances. And the essence of all this, you may have heard stories of people like, oh, that person got that job because they knew someone, or that person got that job just because, they have connections at that company and, that's the only way that people get a job. Like, there's something to that, but people don't realize that it's actually easy to formate and manufacture your own connections. Okay, so that's the strategy I'm going to talk about in this video. And I actually have a free guide attached to this that I'm going to be walking through. First link in the description to check that out if you want to grab this for yourself and follow along. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, so the essence of this is we want to make our own connections. We want to show that we're going above and beyond, that we really want this role. It's kind of like just approaching this with a little bit more intention than just applying and waiting, because the truth is there's only so many resumes that the recruiters can even look at these job applications that, especially for a sales job, they want you to sell yourself to them, right? You're getting a sales role where you're going to be prospecting. You're going to be finding people to reach out to and booking meetings. They actually want you to showcase that you're going to do it that you're able to do that to them, right? This is the first sale. This is the first deal you're going to close. And actually, these recruiters know this, right? There's hundreds of people, right? Who are they going to take? The person who just applies on the posting, or the person who's going to email them specifically and show them that they have the skills and that they actually really want to work there and that they have the drive, right? People don't just want to hire someone who just needs a job. It's kind of like scarcity mindset. And if you're just applying, that's kind of what you're showcasing. So the first step that you want to do, once you have the company you want to target, you have the job application, we're going to find people in the role and send them an email. So this is the first email. So you could copy this template, guys, and again, grab the guide, but the first thing of this is you want to find someone in the role that's in the role you want to go for. So for tech sales, you're likely going to target an entry-level SDR or BDR role. But if you're an account executive, it can work as well. But find someone in the role. Find an SDR or a BDR in the role, sales development representative. What up, guys? Just want to show you real quick how I find people in the role. Just search a company on LinkedIn, go down here to people, and you can literally search sales. You can click here and you can search like department. You can click sales. You can see literally everybody in sales, find people in the role. This is how you do that. And then I like to use hunter.io. This is literally a free software that you can search, where you can literally just search a company's website and you can get names of people. You just plug in the domain, it'll show you that. It's free for a certain amount of credits, so I usually just tell people, like, find one person's email and pretty much everybody else's email in that company is going to be the same structure. It's usually like first name, last name, at company domain. So just find one person's email and pretty much like you have everybody's email already, if that makes sense. The goal for this is you just want to make a connection with them. And there's a few reasons, because a lot of people don't know about referral bonuses. A referral bonus is when a company gives an employee money for referring someone into the role, because companies always want to hire internally. They want to hire people who are vetted out. They want to trust their employees over just cold applicants first, right? A lot of employees have friends that they vouch for, that the company would rather hire them than somebody purely cold. And that's why they give referral bonuses out, so that the company can continue to grow on the type of talent that they're hiring by getting those people to reach out to their friends. And so if you can become a friend to one of these BDRs or someone in the role, there's a high chance that you can get referred. Now, I'll tell you a story. When I was first approaching HubSpot, I was in a startup in tech at the time, and I realized there wasn't the development that I wanted and growth. So that's where I started to want to position myself to one of the big companies. And it's funny, the first time that I applied on the posting, I was very excited. I was ready to like make a switch, and I got denied. I got a rejection email because all I did was basically just apply. I even sent in a cover letter, but yeah, I basically got denied, and that was heartbreaking. But what I did was I reached out to someone in the role, and I was just transparent with them. And I sent them an email similar to this one I'm going to walk through, and I ended up getting the job. Not only the interview, the job, right? Now, there's a couple other ways that you can stand out and do this, but so that's just hopefully gives you an idea of the importance of this, right? Because chances are they didn't even get to look at my resume. It wasn't that they looked at it and disqualified me. A lot of times they're not even doing that. A lot of times they have like AI softwares that just automatically disqualify your resume, okay? So it's more about doing this than it is your resume, because if you can get connected with somebody, you can get referred, it's a win-win for both of them. And, then you're basically guaranteed the interview because you get referred. So we're shooting to network and get a referral. That's the goal, okay? So this is the first strategy to do. So I like to find someone and just be personal. Like a lot of you guys are sending emails, and I work with tons of people on this, but it's kind of generic. Like template and copy paste just doesn't work. I know that you see this online, and I've even made guides where it's like, hey, just do this template, but it just doesn't work. You have to take the principles of what I'm talking about and apply it. Okay, this is how you do it. So even with this, this is a banger email, but you want to take the principles of it. Hey, Name, I recently came across your profile on LinkedIn. I noticed, call out something. I noticed you've been in the role for 3 years. I've noticed you've been in the role at 1 year. I would be worried if they were in an entry-level role for 3 years as SDR. But anyways, before promoting into AE, which, by the way, I fast-tracked that process. I did it 4 months quicker than the average in a highly competitive space, what I talk about on my channel as well. But I recently I noticed you were in the role for 7 months now, and maybe call out something you see. I saw that you maybe were on a rugby team in college. I'm also passionate about that, so I wanted to reach out. I just applied to the SDR role that's open at company, and was wondering if you'd be willing to share some tips on standing out on the interview process, or go a little deeper on what the culture's like. Do you have time for a quick call to chat about your expertise and any career advice you'd be willing to share? Just trying to maximize my chances of getting a shot at an interview. You can be transparent. I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you in advance. They're going to like this because they're going to be like, oh, this guy's well-spoken. This person's well-spoken. This girl's well-spoken, whoever it is. And usually they'll probably be like, yeah, I have 10 minutes. Like, I've literally done this. I can show a picture on screen of someone literally just being like, yeah, I have 12 minutes tomorrow or something like that. Guys, like, this works. And what happens here is you get to connect with somebody. It's a win-win for both of you. And this does two things. One, it gives you a chance at a referral. And two, it's going to help you in the interview process, because you're showing that if you mention that in the interview that you've connected with somebody, they're going to love you over anybody else because you're showing that you're interested in them. You're doing the work to connect with people. And you also have sales skills. This is a sale right here. This is literally what you're going to be doing for their product to their customers or potential customers. You're going to be reaching out and trying to book meetings. So this is going to show so much, guys. Now, a lot of you guys are like, well, what do I say on these interviews on these calls if they want to chat with me, if someone in the role wants to chat with me? I call this an informal interview. Now, sometimes they'll just give you intel over email, and that's okay. If they just say, hey, I don't have time to chat, but I would recommend X, X, and X, that's still good, and you can still use that information and still call it out on the interview saying you basically spoke to that person and they gave you some insight. So it's still good, but it means that they may not refer you, and that's okay. They may point you in another direction, and that's okay too. But if they do get on a call with you, you can basically just treat it like this, guys. I mean, you can use this template on, just hop on a call, be a human. It's literally going to be a 10-minute call where you say, yeah, hey, how's your week going? Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time. Obviously, I reached out. I know you've been at the company for, X amount of time. I'm curious, what brought you there specifically? What do you kind of like about it? And just kind of just shoot the shit with them, basically. You could ask any challenges or focuses for the team right now. You can ask any advice for the first few weeks if I were to land the role. What was your interview process? What was your interview process like? Any tips? What's your best interview advice for being successful at company? Or not interview advice, that's actually an error. What's your best advice for being successful at company? And then just thank them for their time and then say yeah, amazing. Hopefully they give me a shot. Right now, I don't like to ask for the referral on the call. I think it's a little bit of bad taste. If they like you, they'll offer it. And this is what happened to me where they just say, hey man, I'll just pass it in internally. You're very well spoken, blah, blah, blah. And so, but don't ask for it directly on the call. And I think that puts a lot of pressure on these calls. You don't even have to. Just be polite, appreciate their time, and hop off. Okay. Now what you can do is you could send them a follow-up maybe a day later if they don't offer to refer you, and then you can shoot your shot at it. So this could sound something like, hey Naeem, thank you for the call the other day. It was super helpful talking to you about the role, especially call out something you guys talked about. Based on your insight, I'm hoping to get a chance to interview for the X position. I realize it's easy for a resume to get lost in the shuffle when applying through an online portal. Do you know who I should send my resume to directly? Or if your company has an employee referral bonus, I can send you the resume so you can potentially earn that bonus, whichever works best. Thanks again. Now, this is how you can shoot that shot. Now, they may tell you, hey, just reach out to X person, or they may just be like, yeah, let me refer it internally, right? Now, either way, I think it's a good idea to reach out to the person that is overseeing it, the person that they refer you to. You can ask them, do you know who the recruiter is for this? And then you can reach out to the recruiter, and you can be super warm, guys. And this is how to stand out dramatically. You can send the recruiter an email who is going to be in charge of that first interview and say, hey, Naeem, I'm reaching out because I spoke to, and then name drop the person. This is going to make you stand out from the recruiters. They're going to be like, what? You spoke to someone already? That's someone in our company. They're going to think it's like you're showing that you're really going above and beyond. Now, nobody's doing this. Pretty much nobody's doing this level of it, okay? Some people are shooting connections on LinkedIn, hey this, hey that, people are doing that. But you have to approach this with an extra level of intention and personalization to stand out. A lot of you guys are just sending out connections and templates and stuff. It just doesn't work. You need to spend juice. You need to spend some energy on it, and you need to go deeper, okay? Because the deeper you go with it, the better. And I actually like emails over LinkedIn messages because it shows that extra step that you know how to get someone's email. That's a sales trait. Okay, so we're talking about getting a sales role, and we're showing, not telling. We're showcasing sales skills before we even hop on an interview or before they even look at our resume. And that's why they're not even going to care about your resume if you're doing stuff like this, because it's showing so much. Okay, so that's the secret as well. So I'm reaching out because I spoke to X person and they mentioned you were the right person to reach about this. I'm really interested in X role at company, and I wanted to take the chance to reach out personally to pass my resume along. From what I learned from Naeem, the person in the role that you spoke with, the culture seems even better than I researched, and it sounds like the team's number one focus is X. You should get a number one focus. That's where you ask, are there any challenges or focuses to the person as an employee? Because that's intel. That's intel you can use to show the hiring managers, hey, I get you guys. I know what the struggles are. I know what you guys are trying to achieve. And this can be anything. It can be, yeah, we're trying to adopt AI more as a company. Or, yeah, we're really working on our SDRs being more heavy on cold calling versus email. It could be anything. But you can call that out, and that's going to make their eyes pop. They're going to be like, this person's already like plugged in. They already like are an employee, basically. That's what you want to come off as. And that's how you can guarantee you get an interview. I truly believe I'd be able to make an impact early on in the role. I'm wondering if you're open to a quick chat to see how I could further contribute. I've attached my resume for your convenience. Plug your resume in the email, and that's it, guys. This is how you literally work your way in. Now, the next one is, this is recruiters and hiring managers. So that was an email that you could send if you get referred to a recruiter after connecting with an employee. And I think that's the warmest way to do it. SDR, someone in the role first, email them, get some intel, potentially a referral, and then reach out to the recruiter or hiring manager in charge of that position with those two emails. I mean, you're going to stand out so much. Okay. Now, this is what you can do if you don't have any intel on someone, because you don't always want to just wait. If you're not getting any traction with someone in the role, then just go straight for the recruiter as well. You could send them something like, hey, name, reaching out. I see that you're the recruiter at company, and have been in the role for X years. The whole essence of this is we're trying to show them that we know them. We're trying to showcase personalization. Sales doesn't work in today's age if you're just doing templates. You have to personalize. You have to personalize. And this is how you get, I broke into some of the biggest enterprise companies out there. I was in the enterprise segment at HubSpot. And yeah, I can't get people's attention with tens of thousands of employees with just templates, guys. It's the same with stuff like this. If you're trying to stand out and break through noise, you got to personalize. So it's about the principle and not just the template. But I'm telling you, this template will work. I'm not sure if you're in charge of this hiring round, but I wanted to let you know how interested I am in the BDR position that's open. BDR and SDR are the same, guys. It's just the entry-level role where you're calling people and booking meetings and making cash remotely in your sweatpants if you want. I've already applied on the posting and have X and X accomplishments. This can be anything. You can plug in. I've been in sales-oriented roles for X amount of time. I mean, anything's a sales-oriented role. Just showcase a lot of your interest and maybe some accomplishments, or just your passion for the company. I'm particularly excited for company because and then just put in a reason why you like it. Why do you actually resonate with the company? And this is another thing that we want to have, because ideally if you're just in the market for a job, you're not even going to have any of the passion shine through when you're approaching these people, right? You can get on an interview and you'll be like, I just want a job. I don't even know what you guys do. That's terrible. And that's why that's not going to get you a job. If you're actually choosing companies that you're interested in genuinely, or you're interested in maybe an aspect of their culture, even, it doesn't have to be the product, that's going to shine through on the interview, and they're going to want you over anybody else because you're operating from a different energy. It's like, I'm intentionally wanting you guys, right? That's more likable as a person. You're more likable as a person with that than if you're just like, I just want a job. I just need a job. I don't care. So you could say this and then say, I wanted to go a bit above and beyond since your company is high on my list. Attaching my resume here for your convenience, and I'd love to chat to further showcase how my skills and background could contribute to the team. Are you open to giving me a shot at that? It's going to be great, guys. So now this is the next part. Okay, guys, so this is the next part about standing out during this process. This is actually just a side tip. Before an interview, if you get an interview, which will likely happen if you're doing this strategy, if you're doing this to enough companies, guys, I promise you're going to get some traction, okay? I usually tell people, just do one company a day, reach out to 2 or 3 people, do this level of personalization. Don't just send some templates and leave it be. Do one company a day, outreach them, and then do that 5 days a week, and do that for 2 weeks. You're going to get some traction, guys. You're more than likely going to get some interviews, okay? But to maximize your chances even before the interview is when you get an interview with somebody, you can see on the calendar invite who you're going to be chatting with. Look them up on LinkedIn. Connect with them on LinkedIn beforehand. And that's going to be amazing. So what you can do after the interview as well is you can send them a thank you email. And now this is usually within 2 hours of interviewing. Send them a thank you email. The whole essence of all this is we're showing that we're going above and beyond. Okay? Now, What's up, guys? I'm editing this right now and just wanted to pop in again and just highlight the importance of following up as well. When you're in sales, what you're going to be doing is following up with people, right? Meetings are rarely booked on the first email in sales. This is no different than a sale. They want to, if you want to showcase your skills even further, and especially if you're not hearing back from them, that's honestly normal, even if you're sending a couple emails. Now, the better the emails are, the higher chance that they're going to respond after the initial one or two. But if you're not following up, that could be another thing that is causing you not to see traction, right? If you follow up enough times, like these people are going to be like it's sales. Like, don't feel bad to follow up with them. Even if you're aggressive or if you feel like you come across as aggressive, it's not, because they're going to hope you do that for their customers, for their prospects, to book them meetings. So they're going to love it if you're following up and you're on the ball. You know what I mean? And when you follow up in a thread. I've seen so many of you guys just follow up on separate emails. Follow up by clicking reply to your first email and follow up in the thread. So that way they can scroll up and see the initial email that you sent and then scroll down and see your follow-ups as well. And they see the whole train of the emails. What you can also do is be multi-channel. Multi-channel is when you are reaching out to people on different channels. So instead of just doing email, which I think is the best to start, if they haven't responded after 2 emails, go to LinkedIn and message them there and say, hey, I saw that I sent you a couple emails already. Don't want to bother you too much. Just want to make sure, just wanted to know if you guys are still hiring for this round, or if I should wait until the next hiring period to apply again. Something like that. Make it seem like they're still on your radar. You're interested in them specifically, and then keep referring to the email. You could also go above and beyond and call these people, which I'll make other videos on. But honestly, emailing's enough. So just wanted to pop in and say that. Following up, guys, this is a sales skill. This is a sales trait, and showcase it to them and land roles, okay? Now that's it for this, guys. Again, check out that first link to grab this template. Honestly, this is a short sequence of emails that you can send and a strategy that you can do, but this stuff works, guys. And the other thing you can do, just while I'm here, my brain is full of dangerous information when it comes to landing roles. And I literally specialize in how to present people to the best of the best. But what else you can do is if you bring up on the interview that you connected with somebody, even if you just connected over email and they gave you some intel, if you name drop somebody in that company and say that you personally connected with them or spoke with them, if you say that on the interview to the hiring manager, recruiter, and even in the next stages, which I have other videos talking about, you're going to stand out like literally a diamond in the rough, because not many people go above and beyond like that. Not many people go above and beyond to connect with someone, understand what the company's focused on, what the team's challenges are, and already have some tips under your belt on standing out. Okay, that's going to make, you're basically kind of wanting to show that you're already plugged in as much as possible, making it an easy no-brainer for them to hire you. You already understand the role. You already, you have a passion for them specifically, and you're not just going to flake out. They feel you're in there for the long term. And also they just feel you guys. They feel your energy there, and they feel that you've already showcased skills. You've showcased sales skills, and that you know how to do that, okay? So that's it for this, guys. All right? Good luck out there. And yeah, a lot of you guys are struggling to break into roles. I mean, there's a lot of components and nuances to this. Interviews, resume, positioning, LinkedIn, finding the right companies that fit your values, all of that. Guys, I personally help people do this. If you're interested in potentially working with me one-on-one, this is the deepest way that I can help you position yourself to some of the best, desirable roles, if that's something you're interested in. The second link in the description is to apply to work with me. You literally can book a call directly with me where we can see if that one-on-one mentorship for you to land a job within 90 days or less makes sense for you. And if it doesn't make sense, that's okay. I'll tell you that. I'll just be honest on the call, and we can go separate ways. But if it does make sense, I'll walk you through what it looks like and see if it could be a good fit for you. So check that out in the second link. I actually, I close off and open up spaces every now and then because I only have so much bandwidth. If there is a slot open, you should be able to do that. So amazing. I hope to see you in another one. I'm out for now. Take care. Bye, guys.